Alright, listen up because we got a lot to go through and not a lot of time. These are the 7.5 patch notes. Starting out with MSQ, yes, there is no MSQ. The story is actually improving. Please look forward to it. The third and final Alliance raid is now here. The first boss can show you what a Black Mage should have been. If you have sold the naming rights of your firstborn child to Yoshi P himself or Square Enix or any other subsidiaries, and that has granted you the luck to get all of the wing mounts from this expansion, congratulations, you can now become a biblically accurate angel. I would show footage of this super cool mount, but I do not have it because Arenath stole all of the wings that dropped. Fun fact, blue mages actually have less content to do now than they did when this expansion began. Oh, and Square Enix finally decided to add a dialogue option in-game to explain to new players about folklore. No new maps were added, however, new items have been added to the loot table for existing maps. They added 9 new pairs of jeans. The frat boys are currently celebrating. They added more shit to submersibles, but you won't do it because you're running Fight Club. All of the housing furniture limits have been increased. Everything has between 1.5 and 2 times its old limit. No, we still do not have the TARDIS housing update. There are 5 new Triple Triad cards. Zero's voice has been added to Mahjong. Her wonderful, velvety voice. Your Chocobo companion will now react differently to you when you pet or poke it, depending on your rank. I feel like this time could have been better spent elsewhere. You can now buy this new neck thing from Chloe if she decides not to rip you off on Wondrous Tales. Running certain duties with Wondrous Tales can now reward you second chance points. This had to have a negative, as everything they add does, so these duties cannot be retried. The active Unreal has changed. 2 new hairstyles have been added to bunnies. My recommendation is to avoid any bunnies using these hairstyles in Limsa. Just steer clear. 2 new hairstyles have been added to Hrothgar. If you play Hrothgar, an actual fursuit may be cheaper than the torment that Square Enix inflicts upon you. There are now more hats that Viera can wear, and this should have been possible in the first place. There are 2 new emotes. One of them comes from PvP, and the other one comes from the Alliance raid. Be warned, the emote that drops from the Alliance raid, only one of them drops per raid, so that's not 1 per Alliance, but 1 for the entire raid. That's a 1 in 24 chance of getting it. And also, it can be sold on the market board, so you're going against 23 other people every time. Good luck! Alright, let's talk about job changes. Warrior buffed, Samurai buffed, Reaper buffed, Viper buffed, Summoner buffed, Sage buffed. You can now queue the use of health pots and other potions. Cool. A new dungeon was added, and men cannot find it. A new trial was added, and the boss is not hot. Actually, you know, someone may be into that. There is also an extreme. Duh. Some things changed in the Occult Crescent, but I don't care enough to read them. I'm sorry if you care. There were a lot of PvP changes. All I'm going to tell you is Battle High is no longer lost when you die in Frontline. This was a terrible decision. Series 10 has ended and Series 11 is beginning, and the outfit reward is another pile of hyper-modern dogshit. A bunch more gear now has 2 dye channels, so check. Every dye that you couldn't buy on the Mog Station has now been condensed into 3 combined dyes. In an insane choice, all gear that you get from dungeons from 7.0 forward can now be stored in your armoire, or is it armoire? You can now augment your level 770 crafted gear to 780. The Endwalker ocean fishing route has been added. As always, new mounts, minions, and faceware. No, Endless Summer Glasses are still not available on faceware. New Adventure Plate accents have been added, but the only one that matters is Vamp Patel.
But what about...
No, you can now share your hotbar configurations. I am now bored, and I think I got everything important, but if not, just read the comments. I'm sure someone is calling me out.